Buddy cop drama Starsky and Hutch was must-see TV during its 1975 to 1979 series run. Fans were captivated by the crime-solving duo as they raced around town in their white-striped red Ford Gran Torino, answering calls under the radio sign, Zebra 3, and, of course, wooing beautiful women. In this video, you will see how have the actors of the Starsky and Hutch changed. You will know their real names and age. I will show you how they looked then, in 1975, and what's with them now, in 2025. Okay, let's go. David Soul as Kenneth Hutch Hutchinson. Age: filming, 32 years old. Calm, cool, collected, and a health food nut. Detective Ken Hutchinson rolled with the punches after moving from quaint, cold Minnesota to balmy California. There, he was forced to work with a fiery hothead. At least he had his old reliable car, the Ford Galaxy 500. Oh, wait, it's broken again. No one could play a fish out of water better than David Soul, who changed life trajectories faster than flipping a light switch. He might have gone the history and politics route, but the sweet thrum of a guitar was irresistible, and so began his music career. He was the masked musician, or the covered man, on the Merv Griffith Show to make sure people just appreciated the music, nothing else. He then made his acting debut with an episode of Flipper in 1967, before landing a series lead alongside teen heartthrob Bobby Sherman in the classic TV western, Here Come the Brides. In 1973, Soul portrayed a corrupt cop in the Clint Eastwood thriller Magnum Force, and TV execs saw the potential. Soul even directed 3 episodes of Starsky and Hutch, highlighted by Season 2's Survival. He'd direct other hit shows, with the last being an episode of In the Heat of the Night, Season 4. In 1990, directly following his Hutch, he wonderfully brought Stephen King's masterpiece, Salem's Lot to life, for a 2-part miniseries. He also returned to his first love and released #1 hit singles, including Silver Lady and Don't Give Up on Us Baby. He'd go on tour for years as well. Soul also uses his name for good, funding documentaries about water quality and Native American land rights, honoring his Lutheran minister dad with civic duties. Personal life. He now calls London home with wife Helen Snell. He has 6 children from his 4 previous marriages. Soul served jail time for hitting his 3rd wife when she was 7 months pregnant. Last time we saw him on screen was in 2013 in the James McAvoy-led film, Filth, where David steals the show with a car karaoke performance of his own song, Silver Lady. It's fantastic. Not so great is that fact that on January 4, 2024, David died at the age of 80 from the impact of COPD. Bernie Hamilton as Captain Harold C. Dobby. Age: filming, 47 years old. A good detective force needs a strong leader at the top. Thankfully, Bay City had the no-nonsense and often angered Captain Dobby, a true professional, who knew how to pack a great lunch. But his true nature as a family man always found a way to shine through and extended to his 2 goofball detectives. Being from California himself, Bernie became an unsung powerhouse by never falling into stereotypical roles for African Americans. His film debut was as Ernie in 1950's The Jackie Robinson Story, which starred Jackie himself. Then he broke new ground in One Potato, Two Potato, filmed in black and white. The harrowing story about racial injustice had Bernie cast with a white wife and preceded the more famous Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. The part of Captain Dobby was originally going to be a white actor, but producers Aaron Spelling and Leonard Goldberg remembered Bernie from a previous police role, and as a result, Bernie didn't even need a screen test and secured the part. Bernie's final acting role came from an episode of The Love Boat in 1985, right as he began to switch concentrations. Bernie's brother was prominent jazz drummer Chico Hamilton, and music appealed to Bernie, too. So, the actor-turned-musician founded the record label Chocolate Snowman and proceeded to produce and sing on the album Captain Dobby Sings the Blues. He'd continue to produce R&B as well as gospel albums for decades. After a groundbreaking career, Bernie Hamilton died in 2008 at the age of 80 from cardiac arrest. Antonio Fargas as Huggy Bear Brown. Age: filming, 29 years old. The fabulously dressed, morally dubious Huggy Bear was a lot of things, but reliable definitely tops the list. Huggy Bear always had the best clothes and the best lines of the whole show. Antonio Fargas had early experience making sure he stood out. As one of 11 siblings in his New York City household, he broke into the movie scene with 1969's Robert Downey Sr. written and directed film, Putney Swope. Then he portrayed Foxy Brown's brother in that 1974 blaxploitation cult classic. After that, he became Huggy Bear because Barry Shear, who was directing the pilot episode, had previously directed Fargas in the 1972 film, Across 110th Street. Huggy wasn't supposed to be a recurring character, but Fargas brought the magic that made him a mainstay. He was a milestone in television history, giving audiences a crucial secondary character that was of Puerto Rican descent. Fargas almost got his own show as Huggy, ditching the bar in favor of becoming a private eye. His next most memorable work came with 27 episodes of Everybody Hates Chris as the character Doc. About the early life of Chris Rock. The title was a play on Everybody Loves Raymond. Fargas, 77, is determined to live life to its fullest because the 1994 earthquake in California left he and his wife both thinking the other had actually died. Today he is 79. Paul Michael Glaser as David Starsky. Age filming, 32 years oil. You cross a line in Bay City. You'd be wise to avoid Detective David Starsky. Combine the training of a U.S. Army vet with invaluable street smarts, a Brooklynite upbringing, and absolutely no fuse, and you have one lean, mean, crime-fighting machine. And definitely don't mess with his Gran Torino or his partner, not necessarily in that order. Paul Michael Glaser is an East Coaster himself, and followed his gut to get into acting from day one. His film debut created some news in 1971 as the student Perchik in Fiddler on the Roof. He then went from show to show as a guest star, including some real classics like Kojak and The Waltons. Starsky and Hutch really let Glaser shine as both a star and a director. It ran for just 4 seasons. But he'll be back. Okay, wrong movie, but not far off. Glaser's second directed film was the 1987 Schwarzenegger action flick The Running Man. He was finally fulfilling his dream and continued directing, even writing the story for 1996's Kazam starring the big Aristotle himself, Shaquille O'Neal. The last time he directed was in 2008 with 5 episodes of the show Las Vegas. After not acting for more than 15 years, in 2003, he went back to the big screen, with an all-star cast including Diane Keaton and Jack Nicholson in Something's Gotta Give. Everything ran smoothly for Glaser's career, but his personal life contained a lot of tragedy. Glaser married activist Elizabeth Meyer in 1981. During the birth of their first child, she needed a life-saving blood transfusion. Tragically, the blood was contaminated with HIV and they were unaware of this fatal error until 4 years later. Ariel Glaser died at 7 years of age in 1988 and Elizabeth followed in 1994. Glaser, 82, keeps up a strong front, picking up his wife's work where she left off and served as the chairman for the Elizabeth Glaser Pediatric AIDS Foundation until 2002. Although he still holds the honorary position, his most recent acting appearance was in 2019 as Leo in Netflix's Grace and Frankie.